Kia ora, welcome into the form for another week, and this weekend we head up north to Ruakaka for our Gallops action on Saturday, also heading to the Central Districts for their meeting out of Otaki, and on Sunday we also look forward to the Waimate Cup. So that's domestically, and to talk you through this action is Leith Innes and Bevan Sweeney. So let's have a look what's coming up on the agenda. We'll be starting with Ruakaka, picking out the best races from the meeting up there. The same at Otaki, our racetrackers as usual. Kiwis and Oz, of course, we look forward to the Queensland Oaks this weekend, the Waimate Cup preview, and our best bets as usual to round out the show. We head to Ruakaka on Saturday, and it's not dubbed the Winterless North for no reason, Leith. So what weather and track conditions can we expect Saturday? Yeah, beautiful picture there, Pip. Look, they've had 44 mils of rain in the last 7 days, but the track's come up a good 4. Look, these horses are really going to appreciate a good track. The rail's out 8 metres. They haven't raced there since the 1st of May, so it's going to be a really good day's racing. It seems that way, and you'll be looking for that good track form by the sounds of it as we touch on our first race, race number 4 on the program. You can see headed in the betting by Time. This is the Porterhouse Bar and Eatery Bream Bay Sprint, and behind you've got Urban Myth at $3.50, Seamus at $4.20, and then Gentian Blue, the other runner, in single figures at $7.50. Let's talk form. Let's take you back to Urban Myth. They'll be glad, I suppose, Leith, that a little bit of love comes away from this race, but the form has been frank. Yeah, the form's been really good, Pip. Both these horses were previewing. They both won at Ruakaka as well, so it's a big plus. They're sort of up in grade. They're in an open handicap instead of a rating 75, but both of them have been really good, and the form out of the race, like I said, have been really good.
Yeah, really tough performance by Urban Myth on this occasion. A little bit of love's clearly flying, and as you mentioned, the form's been franked. I wonder if the gate's going to be at a little bit of a niggle for Nurijan. He'll get the 1 kilo off down to 53 kilos. If we can find a spot forward, good for Ruakaka, he can be very much on speed. So he'll have to find the right spot, but it's going definitely well enough to be winning. I think he's the form horse in this particular race in Malt Time. We go back to Te Rapa now. Again, we're probably looking for a little bit further for this particular horse in the 1400 metres, but man, she put up some performances in the previous preparation, and on the evidence of this leash, she looks to have come back well, and maybe just that class factor. Yeah, she just got shut out there at the sort of 150 metre mark as well. So, look, it was a really good fresh up run. She comes into this second up. The best thing about her, she's got Ace Lawson Carroll. He's on claiming 2 kilos, so she's down to 57. Going well. What do we make of Seamus? I think his best version would win here today, but he's transferred stables due to, I think he's got some pretty dodgy sort of knees, Seamus, and he hasn't quite been attacking the line as we know he can. In the sectionals, we know he can run here, Leith. So if he was to turn up at his top flight, then he'd be giving this a really massive shake and more than likely winning. Yeah, I thought his run was really good, fresh up. Look, he only died the last 50 metres. He was fresh up, first start for Maura Murdoch. Look, he's got 60 kilos on Saturday. Probably would rather see a little bit of weight of him, but he has, in the past, he has carried weight and won, you know. Gentian Blue's an interesting runner. Whether this horse will be looking for at least 1600 metres is probably the question mark, but gee, it put up some nice efforts through its last preparation, and this is the effort in the thoroughbred breeders over the 1600 metres on a good forward. Good enough to find the line, nicely enough. Maybe there's a couple just a little bit too quick for it on this particular occasion. Leith further up the book. Yeah, she's only rated at 68, so she's running out of her grade. I see Vinny's been allowed to ride a kilo over from the 54 to 55 as well. But look, her run at the TR Breeders, it had a bit of merit in it. Look, she was good late. Being a 2-horse winner though, she's just out of the level of probably being competitive, I thought. Just out of it for mine. Malt Time is the one for me. Brings in that class edge on what we saw through the summer period, and we'll get a track condition which should suit it second up. I think there's a lot of positive factors around a horse who's very close to our top quality horses. Yeah, I think she'll be winning as well. Ace Lawson Carroll over 2 kilos off her back. She's won at Ruakaka in the past. So look, there's plenty to like about her. I think she'll be awfully hard to beat.
Bit of confidence around Malt Time as we move on to race number 5 on the program, and this is the Dalton's Bream Bay Cup, headed in the market by Zayla at $3.60, Enright at $3.90. Then you're getting out to Quality Time at $5.50. Let's take you back to Zayla. This is at Pukekohe recently, beaten by Devastate, but probably her best run back in this preparation, Leith, on a track that she really likes.
Yeah, she was really good. She was exposed outside the leader early in the race as well. So it's going to be her first run that she's had over ground. So she hasn't raced over 2,000 metres before. She hasn't raced at Ruakaka as well. But there's a bit to like about her. She's top weight with 60 kilos. But I think off this run she looks awfully hard to beat.
It was a good effort. I loved Enchanted Elle on this occasion. I thought she got held up. And then when she got to the outside, she rolled home nicely enough. So I know the track's not going to be in her wheelhouse at a good 4, but I'm happy enough to think that she's a little bit of an each-way chance. What about Enright? This is the performance at Rotorua. And a good tough horse. This is not a massively strong form race, to be frankly honest with you, and Enright probably brings in some of the better form with the big white blaze. Just kept on grinding away and finding the line. Again, not sure track conditions are going to be perfect for Enright, but it generally puts itself in the race, which is positive at Ruakaka.
Yeah, it's a pretty good form race as well. He's a good horse. He gets in nicely at the weights. Kelly Myers sticks with him. I thought he's a top 3 play. I just don't have him in my winning ticket though.
Cimarron is a horse with a fair bit of ability. It was a good last start win here at Ruakaka, and it swept to the outside and was pretty strong through the line. Now again, it's a little bit of a step up for this particular horse, but it's handled the good 4. I actually like the way it accelerated quite quickly, and then it was strong through the line. So it might be one with a fair bit of progression about it. No Plan B okay in this particular race as well, but once they've won one here, Leith, it is a little bit horses for courses.
It certainly is. No Plan B was all right as well. It was coming in with only a couple of runs under its belt. So, they're going to run really hard fit this week. They both got 54 kilos as well.
I'm going to go back to one of my old faves. I know the track conditions might be playing into Enchanted Elle's favourite, but I think she finds the right spot, the right place in her preparation. Might just ride her pretty positively on Saturday, and if she can get away with one on top of the ground, I think she's pretty dangerous at a reasonable sort of quote.
Yeah, I like the top weight, Zalia. I know she hasn't raced on the course before. First time over 2,000 metres, but she's got Michael McNabb on. Barrier 4's a big plus. 4 starts ago, she ran second to Campanessa in a Group 2 race at Te Rapa, so I think she's the class horse of the race.
There you go, that's what the guys are liking in the Cup, and that's our look at Ruakaka. Don't forget a bonus back in play on Saturday across the first 4 races. You can have some bonus cash coming your way in the first race out of Ruakaka, Saturday, 11:25 a.m, trackside 1. We'll head down to Otaki for our other domestic meeting on Saturday. Bevan Sweeney, what within track conditions are we looking to get?
I got soft 6 at the moment, Pip, as we record the show. There are some isolated showers forecast through the remainder of the week, and there is a little bit of rain forecast on Saturday. So I think soft 6 about as good as it'll be. If not, we might get a slight downgrade with those showers that about, but all in all, a decent sort of winter track.
Not bad for this time of the year, considering what we've had in recent weeks. Let's take a look at our first race. It's race number 3 on the program. It's the Porirua Club Punters Handicap. Small field, kick on, heads the betting at $2.70 from Bounce Echo at $2.80. And then you've got last start winner as well, Prince Albie at $3.40. Let's take you back to kick on, and was sectionally really good here, Bevan, in his last 2 and 400 metres running home.
Yeah, Ryan Crichton just asked me last 4 and 2 and got a bit lost in the run really to get that far back, but the last bit of its race was really strong. It was a good effort, nice horse out of a really good family for the trotters, and I think sneaks in here as a major player. The last bit of its work here, as you can see, they're outstanding.
Yeah, exactly, Bevan. I think the best thing about this, obviously, the smaller field, she's beginning so far back in these bigger fields, only 4 runners. She's going to be just in behind them somewhere, and definitely a top 2 chance.
Definitely. Belzeco is fair dinkum flying. Chase was also in this particular race, and just not sure what happened to him on this particular occasion. He's been to the trials on Tuesday and won a trial in which he led and kept on finding. He's a Group 1 place getter, so you'd expect it to be competitive here. But Belzeco took on Bradman, who was massive on a Saturday as well, leading up. So clearly the form length franks up, and she's a horse that's going very, very well, and again sneaks in there in a small field with a lightweight.
Yeah, she never goes a bad race. 54 kilos. If the track's soft to heavy, you know she's going to get through it. She's won on the track as well. So, look, I think she's going to be awfully hard to beat. And you know, Lisa Ladder's horses are flying at the moment as well.
Down the top two. And then you've got Prince Albie, who gets into a small field, and he got the job done. He was in front a long way from home here. The better track conditions, I think they're fine for him. He sort of swooped into this like he was going to win by an absolute football field, and then Pride of Aspen down towards the inside gave him a fight, and then he found again Prince Albie. He's a serious horse, this one, Lee, so he deserves to get all the weight that he has got in this small race today.
Yeah, look, he was really good last start. I think if it does get really heavy, he'd be my top selection, but Liam Carey takes the 4 kilos off him this week, so he's gifted in at 56 kilos.
He is in at the right weight. I'm with Kick On. I just love the format of that particular race. I know Just Ask Me was only third on Saturday in the Ag, but I thought it was a really good effort from him as well. Things didn't go 100% his particular way. Kick On was his match in that particular race. It is a different venue at Otaki, not quite so wide open, but the small field should suit, and so on with the Kevin Myers runner.
Yeah, I'll go after Lisa Ladder, trained at Belzeco. I think, you know, Lisa will impress, 54 kilos. Soft track's going to really suit her as well.
Let's look at race number 3. Now let's move on to race number 5 on the program. You can see Spencer heads the betting in the Tally Otaki handicap at $4.80 from Fleming. Then you're getting out to Ferenc at $6 and Amend at $6.50. Nearly half the field comes out of this race. Let's take you back to Spencer winning, and this was an effort, Bevan, fresh up.
It was a really good effort from Spencer. He'd been going really nicely at the jump outs, and he put him away very, very quickly here. Spencer when really asked. Prorish was okay. Kana just got lost for a stride and then was fantastic late in this particular race. I thought Papa Surf had his opportunity as well, and Amend just didn't really get all favours out wide, but that's a nice form race. Always left that Sprint Championship final, and gee, if they turn the tables, they'll have to pick up a couple of lengths on Spencer.
Yeah, he looks like he's come back really big and strong this season. There's a bit of money for him that day at Wellington. There's a few happy punters out there, but look, he's going really well. At least all press sticks as well.
Ferenc, interesting. Came to the last race at Trentham. The money came now with the Fannin and chauffeur team, and gee, this is a good ride. This is a really good ride from Jonathan Riddell, because he got back on the inside. And there was a point in the run I thought, well, he's just not going to get to the right part of the track, and he just came underneath runners, just angled out to the centre of the track, and then the horses always promised a lot, and obviously the Fannin and chauffeur team is going well, and when it got into a dogfight, it was too tough. Better track conditions will be interesting, but it was a great ride and a great training performance though.
Yeah, obviously Jonathan Riddell's suspended this week, so Kozzy Asano gets on. Look, he's going really well. Another one, Sean Fannin, he's a trainer who's flying at the moment. And look, it's a pretty handy field. I definitely have it in my top 3.
It is a really, really good field for this time of year. It's a quality race. Now, Fleming, he's been around on a few firm tracks and they just aren't Fleming's cup of tea, but this is a very quiet trial. He looks as though he's coming up fantastically, Fleming. Chaja Bar, who's in front in this trial, can really go well fresh off a forward position, so the way he worked home nicely, might not get the perfect track conditions on Saturday because it does really like it deep. He's been off the scene off and on for quite a period of time, Fleming, so I'm not sure about how sound he is, but when he's in his best position, he's a very, very good winter track horse.
Yeah, he had a really nice easy trial there as well. Talked to Alan, he said he's waiting for the rain. If the rain turns up, he'll be running. If he doesn't, he's going to just wait for another day, but there's no rider down as yet, but if he does get in the field, it looks like he's going to find a 3 kilo claimer if it gets wet.
And he'd be massively competitive. But I'm going to go with Spencer. The horse is just really good for the Schumacher brothers at Trentham, and clearly has come up a much better horse. Track conditions should be perfect for it. I think this horse is one to follow through the winter. Spencer.
Yeah, I'm actually with you as well. Bevan, Spencer, he looked so good first up. He should have improved from that run. Lisa sticks as well. She rode Fleming at the trials, so gate 1, he'd be awfully hard to beat.
Both the guys with Spencer, and if you like him too, don't forget the Odd Surge is available as well out of Otaki across all of the races. So get involved. The first race nice and early on Saturday as well, 11:45 a.m. trackside 1. That time on the form, horses or greyhounds that may have caught the eye. Note these down in your black book, and we'll start with you, Leith. Who have you found this week?
I found one from Pukekohe last week, Pip. Moving Melody, Grant Cooksey trained 3-year-old filly by Deep Field. She was only having her first start, and look, she was drawn barrier 14 of 14. I know she's probably ended up in the best part of the track, but there's a bit of form in the race as well. So look, Grant Cooksey's just a little bit unsure what he does if he turns her out for a spell, but he's just going to keep on work for the next week. And look, if she lines up somewhere at Ruakaka, she's one we're following.
I was pretty keen on He's Lucid Saturday in the 2-year-old feature, and I haven't lost any shine for this particular horse. I thought he was very, very good at his debut to run such a race. He just couldn't quite get to the outside. Look, he probably looked like a 3-year-old against 2-year-olds on Saturday, so he's going to develop into some sort of 3-year-old. And I don't think he'll be in New Zealand personally, but I think you can follow him into Australia because he's going to make a beauty when he gets to 3.
And I'm going for a debutante, Annalisa Coles Kennel. Now, this is a very rare 520 metre qualifying trial. Clock's 30:05, so that's a Class 5 time. A dog that's by Aston Cometto out of Big Time Vegas. She retired as a Class 5 bitch. She won an Oaks heat, so very good breeding there. And the way this dog put them away at a sensational time. He's in race number 1 on Friday. He'll win that race, and then 1 to follow, I think, going out of it. You don't run that time when qualifying. So here's our race trackers. Note them down and pop them in your black book. Heading back to Eagle Farm this weekend, of course, we look forward to the Queensland Oaks, and it's got a Kiwi flair in there as well as we take a look at the market. Scarlet Oak, of course, now with Chris Waller at $3.50 is your favourite. From Molly Bloom for Wexford at $5.50, Aharui at $5.50, and then you've got Mayor of Mount Buller at that $9 quote from Moonlight Magic, who was super in the Derby at $15. That's how the market's currently playing. Let's take you back to the Roses. Scarlet Oak obviously wins here, Leith. There's plenty to unpack, though, out of the race behind.
Yeah, it's really probably the best form race out of it. Look, Scarlet Oak was really, really good. She was gifted by a really good ride by James McDonald. Somehow Blake Shin was drawn 4, and he's ended up outside the mall. From the gates, James managed to save all the ground. So Molly Bloom was really good. Look, Mayor of St Buller, she was really strong on the inside as well. You know, the ground probably wasn't that good, but I think one of those 3 horses will be winning the Oaks this week.
Yeah, she was really, really good. What a ride. James had a decent sort of weekend, didn't he? Of course, up in Japan as well. Winner, very, very good, aided by a very, very good ride. Molly Bloom, I didn't think had all favours in the run. I'd like to see it on better ground. I thought Kind Words really caught my eye as one that might just improve into Saturday and run a pretty big race. But look, if I was going to take 3 out of that race, it was Scarlet Code, Oak, Molly Bloom and Kind Words. Ahuriri is one that I'm really interested in on Saturday. I thought this was a really good performance in the South Australian Derby. A horse who didn't have all favours, got back in a cluster, back in the field, and just didn't get that clear air until late to really stretch the legs. And when coming across hills, the last bit of the work was decent enough to say it's going to stay the trip really nicely. And for me, it might be the upsetter in the race, albeit it's been well found in the market, Leith, at $5.50.
Yeah, it's got the gate 21. It's probably going to start from barrier 16. Interesting that Craig Williams has been subbed out, and Johnny Allen gets on this week. So, look, I know the Chris Waller stable, they've got a big hand in the race this week, and they were disappointed at Craig Road last start.
Yeah, looking through, I was thinking Waller. And he's got this pretty much at his behest. Let's have a look at Moonlight Magic. And now, of course, the winner just said, I will catch you all later. But what I will say, and I'll get your thoughts here, Leith, it was a positive ride on the winner and took off before acceptances, got to the top of the straight and sprinted. Moonlight Magic was just tracking into it. I think if you took the last 200 metres of their work, Moonlight Magic probably worked home not as well as the winner and was strong through the line. So I don't think they'll get caught napping on Saturday, and the horses continually improved throughout this preparation.
Oh, she's had a long season. Full credit to Andrew Forsman to get her up, and she's going so well. Obviously, that race was 2,400 metres. She drops back to the 2,200 metres this week. Look, Andrew wouldn't be running her if she wasn't ready. So, look, she must have pulled up good, and Mick D sticks as well.
I'm going to go for the third favourite, Ahu Riri. I think this horse is going the right way. Another Chris Waller runner coming out of the South Australian Derby. I think good enough to be right in the mix on Saturday, albeit Scarlet Oak, if it gets around like it did last time, will be very tough to beat. But I went with Ahu Riri.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mayor of Mount Buller, the Chris Waller trained, Tommy Berry, done deal. Look, her sectionals in the race last start. She had the fastest 200 metres. Look, I think she's big overs at $9 and $3 a place. I'm all over her each way.
Either way, it sounds like Chris Waller's got a very good hand in the Oaks. As we move on to race number 7, features another Kiwi runner here in La Creek in the National Classic. She's your favourite, clearly, at $2.25. Then you're getting out to Foxy Frida at $7 and 4 for Cindy at $7.50 with the Osmos at $8.50. Take you back to her last run, obviously, at Rotorua in Wait for Age Company. Is it fair to say, Leith, she maybe just came to the end of her run fresh up here? Yeah,
it was a good run. I think she was just beaten by a really good rider, Carmen Line on the inside. Matt did nothing wrong, but look, Mus's ride was super on Carmen Line. So look, it was only 1,400 metres. She gets up to the perfect distance of a mile this week. Jay Mack on as well, so a big plus.
She's interesting, isn't she? You know what? Get your thoughts on this, Lee. She's sort of flicking the tail there inside the last 150 metres as if she wasn't 100% comfortable. She kept on hitting the line, but I don't know, just put a couple of questions in my mind, but we've probably seen that from her before.
Yeah, she just, look, when Matt was hitting her with the, whip, I don't know if she was in season or she didn't like it, but look, she was still strong through the line as well, and obviously they've had this Brisbane race in the back of their mind, so it was a perfect lead-up run for it.
Yeah, 100% sound, 100% fit. She's riding this up to her neck, as the market does indicate. From Rotorua to Doomben we travel for a good 1,600 metre listed event, and a couple of good performances here. Americana, the black and white, Osmos with the yellow cap, and Foxy Frida back in the field. Americana shows a good turn of foot. Osmos just got his head up when trying to come through the field, but flattened out well, and Foxy Frida out wide was a little unlucky. For me though, Leith, the best version of La Creek still too good for these particular horses.
Yeah, look, most of that field sort of enjoyed that soft going as well at Doomben, where look, Saturday at Brisbane, Eagle Farm, big roomy track. I think the track should get back to a good 4. So, look, Consana's an interesting runner in the race. Look, she won last start. Rory Hutchison on. Look, she's a done deal filly that I know the Wallace stable really rate her, and there's just a little bit of timing about this filly. Look, she's only a 3-year-old, and obviously they've settled for this race as well.
Good ride, got pretty tight. Came across, got through, and then sprinted hard. I'm loving the done deals. They've got a fair bit of attitude of dead. Makes it a really interesting race, but every time I looked back through this form, I thought, well, I've got to pick a Kiwi somewhere in the preview on the form today. Her best version, La Creek, would be winning this particular race. If she's fit and healthy and sound and all those factors that have plagued her a little bit across the last couple of years, La Creek, for me, to be a winner in Australia.
Yeah, I'm going to take you to, Consana. I think she's an up-and-coming filly. She's only 3 years old. Tommy Berry on, I reckon he's in for a big day in the done deal. I reckon they can win both the major races on Saturday.
Leith, they're really liking Chris Waller's chance, and again across the meeting there we do have the Super Saturday bonus back at Eagle Farm and Flemington across the first 4 races. You don't get that winner, you know the drill, you finish 2nd, 3rd or 4th, you have bonus cash coming your way. And once again, good luck to all of the Kiwi connections racing across the Tasman. Look forward to the action from Eagle Farm. We look forward to the Waimate Cup out of Timaru on Sunday. So, Bevan, are we looking like getting soft track conditions again then?
It does. Pips off 5 at the present moment. They've had 0 rain in the last 7 days. It's incredible at this time of year. 12 months ago, we're underwater all around the country, and the forecast isn't too bad for the remainder of the week leading into Sunday. So, I'm no Jim Hickey, but I'd expect it to be around about that soft range as we get close to race start time.
Thanks, Swains. Let's have a look at the Cup. It is sponsored this year by the Dunstan Horse Feeds, and our favourite is Divine Sava at $4, Go Lottie at $4.60, Iotia Lad at $5, and then you've got Vindicator and Electrum Lad slightly at the longer odds of $6 and $8.50. Take you back to Go Lottie. Good Anya comes out of this along with Fiery Red. Firstly, Swains, what did you make of Go Lottie in this?
Well, she's very, very consistent and coming out of the right stable when you're heading to these parts of the world. Had to come down the centre of track, and it was very much rail dominated early on this occasion, and then they really started to fly late. Good Anya's an interesting horse, real true blue stayer, but just beaten by one who came and got the split through the middle, but it was a pretty close run thing. Go Lottie going well and well in the market, Leith, and deserves to be across this field.
Yeah, there certainly wasn't much over that last race we just watched, and like you said, there was a fast drop on the inside, so look, those runners on the outside, Go Lottie and Good Anya, were pretty good as well.
I'm pretty keen on Iotia Lad on Saturday. He's an old warrior for this particular stable. This was in a decent horses race behind Nereus at Trentham, and I thought he did a pretty good job. I don't think he's got that massive sprint that maybe he had, or at least the sprint he had early on in his racing days, but this is against some decent sort of horses, and it was a decent sort of performance on this occasion. I think he'd be well suited on Saturday, Leith.
Yeah, obviously the 1 kilo Najam Palmer gets on as well, so it's a bit of a plus. Look, he hasn't won for a very long time, but look, his best form, he'd be going close in this race.
Vindicator coming out of a performance at Riccarton on the 4th of May, this over the 1,600 metres, and he's really going to rattle home. Just got held up, and this sort of performance might suggest the horse is well capable of taking a race out like this. It's not a pretty watch if you're on, to be honest with you, because it didn't really clear air, but the last bit of its race suggests going well. Yeah,
look, he was really good. Look, he's only a 2-win horse, but look, he quite clearly should have been a lot handier in that race, a lot closer. He might have won if he had a clear run as well, and you know, past the post he was flying. So he's got a bit of you know, there's something about that horse, but even a 2-win horse, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes close on Saturday.
Yeah, it really is something about that horse. Watching that again and again, you think, well, if it got some clear air, it possibly could have won that race. Street Fighting Man is the winner. This performance at Wingatui recently, this over the 1,200 metres. Now, it was a heavy 8 on this occasion, but the good thing about this is really scent. And you think, well, he's hit the front a long, long way from home here, but gee, he's got a fair bit of size about him. He looks a pretty balanced type of horse. I don't think he sprinted hard, but he's got a good sort of action about him, and he just kept on finding the line, Leith.
Yeah, look, the barrier draw is going to help him this week as well. He's got 5 where he can just posse just some behind the leaders. Look, he's been placed on the track as well.
Where am I heading? I'm going to go for the Te Akau team. When they find a race like this for a horse like Iotia Lad, I think he's just perfectly suited on Saturday. He's probably in a okay price in the market, and his best version, and whether he's anywhere near his best version from years ago, I'm not sure, but he's not going barely enough to be counted out for mine, so I'm going with Iotia Lad.
Yeah, I'm going to go Calvin Tyler trained Go Lottie. Just like the way she got home last start, 3 kilos off her back. Yeah, she's won on the track as well.
Good luck to everyone with the runners in the Waimate Cup, and of course we do have a bonus back as well on Sunday across the first 2 races. If you finish 2nd or 3rd, you'll have bonus cash coming your way, and we get underway nice and early too on Sunday, 11:40 a.m. Make sure you don't miss the meeting. Well, it wasn't our best work last weekend, but let's try to get back on top. We'll start with you as usual, Leith. Who's your best?
Yeah, I'm going to take you to Ruakaka, race 1, Pip, Master Brudos. Look, he's $2 to win. Opie Bossum on, he's won on the track at Ruakaka as well before. So, look, I think it's a good way to get your Saturday off to a flying start. Master Brudos, Opie Bossum, race 1 at Ruakaka.
I'm going back to one of my old friends, Princess Alley, race 6 at Otaki. I think the Ugly Sister, just in case, 2 that beat her last to start over the 1,600 metres, probably go to an Waimate Cup and be competitive there. She steps up to the 2,100 metres on Saturday, and I really like her chances to be in the winner's stall again at a track where she has already won.
And I'm going to go for another of the Balti pups, Abbey Road. She's been good at her first 2 starts, and I think she'll get the win for Mum on Friday night, race number 2, if you want an early fill-up before Saturday. So I'll stick with Abbey Road at start 3. Wales starts us off with the beach day at Invercargill on Friday as well. Then Abbey Road, Master Brutus and Princess Alley. So note them down, and hopefully we've found you the winners for the weekend. Once again, that completes the show. Thanks to you, Bevan and Elith. We look forward to having you back, of course, next week, and good luck to everyone on the punt.